Right guys, so I am back with the Porsche. Today we are going to have a look at the fuel sender because the fuel gauge doesn't work on the dash. So I'm going to try my best to get it working without having to take it out, but I'm not sure what the score is going to be with that. So yeah, let's have a quick look around and see what we're doing. So I've taken the boots carpet out. Now there appears to be like a big thick sound deadening mat here, and having a quick look underneath it, I think there's maybe some fiberglass insulation or something. So I'm going to get the camera in the tripod and we'll see if we can't get that off without damaging it too much. Right, so underneath the fiberglass mat there's like a little plastic cover that sort of keeps it in place, and it's a bit tacky and maybe a little bit of glue or something under there, but keeps it all in place together. Now what I found was obviously quite messy, untidy, probably may never have ever come out. So first things first, I'll do it a lot, take a photograph. If there's something you're not sure about, just take a picture of it with your phone and then you can refer back to it whenever you want. Now for me, I am taking the wires off the contacts, and the idea was give them a real good clean up and sand them down, give them a clean, and hopefully that will be enough to get the fuel level sender working. And I'm literally just using some like 80 grit, just something quite coarse, just to get all the terminals looking nice and clean, and you can see instantly the difference it makes. It seems silly not to give it a good clean out, and there's me referring back to the picture, but yeah, it seems silly not to give it a clean out considering that I'm hoping this may well be the last time I've got to go back under there for a while. So yeah, fingers crossed, just cleaning up the contacts will be enough to get it working. Right, so we've cleaned up all the terminals on the fuel sender, so hopefully I'm going to put the key in the ignition and we're maybe going to see the fuel level rise on the tank. That's a good sign, if I'm honest. Okay, so I think I'm going to have to take the unit out of the tank. Obviously, like everything with Project 924, nothing's easy. So the fuel level sensor is held in with 5 Allen key bolts. They weren't overly tight, but again, I think it's probably the first time it's ever been out. And I have to use a screwdriver just to lever up the fuel level sensor. And now, I'd never seen a level sensor like this before. I'd always sort of seen a float on an arm, so this was a bit of a surprise to me, especially when it started squirting fuel out everywhere. What I didn't realise is there's a little hole halfway down that tube, and that allows for the level of fuel to be adjusted within the sort of sensor tube without it sort of sloshing about and going up and down and up and down and up and down, and letting that level sort of change it that quickly. So yeah, once I've got it out and drained the fuel, you can see the state of it. I mean, it's so cruddy, but all it is like a screw that holds it in. So the actual level sensor's inside there. I've just given it a good clean off now, get all that crap off, because the last thing you want is that getting back into the tank, or even worse, in the sensor. So yeah, taking off, I think it was just a little bolt of some description. Yeah, looks like a little bolt, real fine thread with a flathead screw on the end, or flathead fitting on the end. Pop the disc off the end of it after taking the nut off, and you will then have access to removing the fuel level sensor. Now, don't do what I did, try and pull it out dead straight. I'd never actually seen, like I say, a fuel level sensor like this. This is all a bit of a surprise, but it didn't take me long to work out how it actually functions. So the way it works is there's obviously resistance within the unit, and I'm just going to let you know that is a really strong cleaner. Really strong cleaner, because there was a lot of build up of tar from the fuel where it had been sat. So anyway, yeah, the way it works is that there's a little float and it travels up and down that shaft, and as it travels up and down that shaft there's a different amount of resistance produced, and that then obviously affects the level on the dashboard. Now mine looked as though it had been seized at the bottom because there was quite a bit of rust at the bottom, which is the end that's pointing towards my chest. Now once I've got all of the sort of loose bits of debris out and stuff and all of the crud, I just cleaned up the contacts, like the actual wires that it slides on, and I also cleaned up the bottom because I didn't want it to get stuck again. Now at the bottom there's 2 additional contacts. When the float touches those 2 contacts at the bottom, that is when your reserve light will come on and tell you that you are, you know, that low on fuel. So yeah, that's just a very quick basic explanation of how the old classic style fuel level sensors work. Pretty straightforward. Reassemble in reverse order. Obviously, put the level sensor back into the tube, and then put your nut back on it. Now, I can actually hear the level sensor or the level float moving up and down. Yeah, pop the sensor back in again. Look at your diagram taken on your phone, and yeah.
Right, so we've had the fuel sender out, clean up all the contacts, put the ignition on, see what happens. Way, fuel gauge is working. Amazing.
As you can tell from my vaguely excited voiceover, yeah, I was really happy it fixed it. So if this has helped you in any way, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and like the videos. It does really help me out. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video. Bye.